Welcome to the Pub Sports Radio MLB Closing Time Show. It is Thursday, August 26th. Ian Cameron and Conor Mac and Jose Bouquett, our Thursday special guest, will join us later in the show. We will break down this Thursday MLB card. We've already got a few games that have started already in the early afternoon slate, so we will go on for the rest of the card from here. We'll start with Arizona and Philadelphia. We've got a battle of Zach on the mound here. Zach Gallen for Arizona, Zach Eflin on the mound, making his return to the rotation here for the Phillies. We've got Philly minus 160, home favorites, 8.5 the total here in this game. Eflin, laying this price with him in his first start in a while. I'm not exactly excited to do that. Zach Gallen, though, 1-7, 4.59 ERA. We've talked a lot on this show, Connor and I, about how disappointing it's been to see how he has performed and how he's pitched for this Diamondbacks team this year. So I don't really have a strong opinion on this game overall. 8.5 the total. Could it get over? Yeah, I would lean in that direction a little bit, but I don't have a really strong take on it at the moment. Probably a game I'm not going to get involved in. Don't want to lay this price, though, with Philly. Just don't want to do it with Eflin rejoining the rotation here. What do you think, Conor Mac, with this one, Arizona, Philly?
Yeah, Gallen hasn't been good all year long. And prior to this year, he was a guy I kind of want to get on in spots. And I don't really love Eflin. He is better at home than on the road. But there's just, right now, with the Phillies, I cannot lay this price. Boom! Shout out to Tony Cobbs, my guy, $5 dono. Thank you guys for all the insight and your hard work. We appreciate it. We appreciate you, Tony, for the dono. Thanks, man. Yeah, with Eflin here, I just can't back him at this price at home, these Phillies. I really don't love backing him on the road. He is better at home. It'd be D-backs or pass. I kind of was looking at the over here as well. I don't trust both of these teams. These pitchers both have bad bullpens. So I don't know if I want to go right to the over 8.5. I was looking at some of the team totals, maybe the D-backs, or do this alive in game. Maybe wait, drops down a little bit. These pitchers pitch well, and because these bullpens are horrible between the Phillies and the D-backs. Yeah, so that's where I'm at in this one. Maybe an in-game over. I might pull the trigger on the over 8.5 pregame.
Yeah, thank you for the donation. We appreciate that. $5 dono from Tony. Very much appreciated. We move on now to St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Miles Michaelis, Mitch Keller, the pitching matchup. St. Louis minus 160, road favorites, 8.5 the total. Michaelis on the mound for the Cardinals. He's pitched, relatively solid when he's been in there. Of course, he's just returning recently from the a stint on the injured list. Still, his numbers overall when he's been on the mound for St. Louis this year are pretty solid. You'd think he's got a chance to keep the Pittsburgh Pirates in the mix a little bit. So Grizzle A, $50, man, unbelievable. Thank you very much. That's
Grizzle
incredible. Yeah,
thanks, my man. Appreciate it. 50 bones, man. Thanks, man.
We do appreciate that. So, Mike Campbell, good call with the over with the Angels or Orioles. I looked at that and considered the over. I didn't bet it, though. I wish I had. I should have with Aiken on the mound. But although Aiken pitched well, he was Berea.
Yeah.
That was the
Ohtani hit a homer. Nothing else. And the Orioles smashed. They got a grand slam. And you're right, it got there. I stayed off as well. Kicking myself.
Yeah, exactly. But no, they're getting the job done, and they're definitely doing a great job right now. This Orioles team the last couple of days, give them credit. 2 back-to-back wins. But getting back to St. Louis, Pittsburgh, over 4.5 team total on the Cardinals. And I don't love it because we know this Cardinals team. Every time I think they're going to hit, and they should hit a guy like Mitch Keller, who's not had a good year for the Pirates, 6.35 ERA, 4-10 record. He's been dreadful. St. Louis should hit him, but there's been a couple pitchers. Hell, there's been some pitchers on this Pittsburgh team. I remember the series in St. Louis recently, Pirates and Cardinals struggled. I got to think, though, now you're facing this team again in a short period of time. You should fare better. So I am going to go ahead and bet that. Don't love it, but I'm going to go ahead with it. St. Louis team total over 4.5. In theory, they should get to 5 runs here against Mitch Keller. He's been pretty bad this year for the Pirates, and the bullpen continues to struggle as well for them. Let's keep that in mind. So the runs maybe could be scored late by this Cardinals team as well. What do you think here, Connor, St. Louis and Pittsburgh?
Oh, Kevin, $6.99 dono, man. Guys, we appreciate it with the donos. Thank you, Kevin, a regular guy, regularly here. Yep. Thank you. I got to look. I'm at the first 5 under here. It just continues in these matchups with these Pirates and Cardinals. It gets under. It's not my favorite look. It's just a lean for me. I wanted a 5 with these two pitchers because you're right. They could get hit. But, man, I think it's up in the last 10 days, these teams have faced each other 6 times, I think, and they all have been first 5s unders. The one thing the Pirates hit, Mikolo's pretty good. There's some decent numbers. Reynolds is 6 for 15, 2 for 6. There's a few guys that hit him here. I can't back the Cardinals. I don't even want to be on their team total. I don't know if they're going to swing it or not. And then they're on the road. They have to get 5 runs at minus 135. I'll just pass. I'd be on the dog Pirates here or on the under in this one.
All right, we got Minnesota and Boston. Wild baseball game last night. Twins have the big lead. They blow the big lead. And then, of course, Minnesota rescues themselves and wins in extra innings. John Gant on the mound for them tonight. Chris Sale for the Boston Red Sox. We've got the Red Sox minus 280, home favorites at Fenway, 10 the total in this game. Brutal if you had the under in this game last night. That game should have stayed under, but it goes to extra innings at 4-4. And the next thing you know, it ends up, I think, 9-6, the final score in this game in favor of the Twins. So extra innings sends that game over the total. In this one, John Gant on the mound for the Twins. Hasn't been great lately for the Minnesota. Actually, going back to when he was with the Cardinals, he's been roughed up a little bit more, which doesn't surprise me. This is a guy that his ERA for most of the year was significantly better than his advanced numbers, and now we're starting to see things kind of go in the other direction for John Gant. He's given up 5, 4, 3, 3, and 4 runs and 3 hits, 3.1 innings last start against the Yankees. So I don't trust him here. You got Chris Sale. We can trust him. 3 starts now, or 2 starts back from his 2-year absence after Tommy John surgery, and 2 runs in 10 innings against, granted, not the best teams in the world, Baltimore and Texas, but very, very good return to the rotation here for Chris Sale. He's pitched very, very well for the Red Sox in 2 games. No, it's a Texas or Minnesota team against lefties. Just 165 average in the last 10 games against lefties, which isn't great. So they've struggled against southpaws recently. Feels like this is a game Boston should win, but you're talking about minus 290. You're talking about minus 300, and I'm not getting involved with Boston at that price. 5.5, I would have been interested in the Boston team total. Not at 6.5, though. It's just a little bit too high. So, yeah, Boston probably wins the game. I don't mind the idea of fading John Gant, but not at this price, and even the team total is not a good enough value for me to bet it. So it's a pass for me, which just leans to the Red Sox team total over here. What do you think, Conor Mac, with the Twins and Red Sox?
I know this is the guy. This is the guy you need on the mound to stop the freaking bleeding. The Red Sox have just been pathetic. I mean, and this is it here. And then you're going to tell me you got to lay 300 almost, 280 in most spots. No way. No way. It's just tough to back Gant. And this would be, this value. Kind of close your eyes and hope this guy pitches well. I had his first 5 under in New York. He went like the first 2-3 innings good, and man, he walks people, hit, bomb. He's donezo. I'd lean a little bit over. I think Gant gets hit. Some of these Twins, they've been swinging the sticks. These Twins, overs have been cashing for this team, and we know the Red Sox can hit. So Josh Donaldson, 10 for 33 with 5 bombs. Little jack of the day. He hit a jack yesterday, big one. Sano, 6 for 15 with a jack. So it's a stay off for me as well. You talked about the Boston team total, 6.5. No way. I can't take that. Give me the dog if I had it here with the Twins. I don't know if I'm going to take it or not, but huge price. I got to roll with them.
I do have to take Donaldson again, though, home run prop. I've been on that a bit, 10 for 33 and 5 homers against Chris Sale and a 300-plus average. So that is a jack of the day I'm on, Josh Donaldson. And, of course, he had the big home run in the 10th inning last night to put the Twins ahead and help them win that game last night. So, this could be a good live over. You may get 2-1 or something like that early in the game, especially if Sale's on, but Sale's not going to go deep into the game. The bullpens on these two teams are not only overworked in the first few games of this series, but they're struggling, both of them. Neither of these bullpens has reliable arms right now. They're both reeling. So this could be a good live over situation, once you get the starters out of there, something to maybe consider as well in this game. Next up, we've got the Texas Rangers and Cleveland Indians. Jordan Lyles and against Sam Hentges on the mound here. Cleveland minus 150. Home favorites, 9.5 the total in this one. Over or pass for me with Jordan Lyles and Hentges on the mound. These are two guys I would definitely would put in the bet against category right now. Wouldn't have much confidence or faith right now in either one of these two arms. Both of them have 5 ERAs on the year. Hentges 7.52 ERA. Lyles is coming off a surprising good start against Boston. 1 run, 5 hits, 7 innings. But prior to that, it had been a rough go of it for Lyles. We'll see if he can keep it going here against Cleveland. Hentges just hasn't been very good. He's not going to pitch deep into the game either. So that's a concern. The game last night, 7-2, just got a push with 9 runs scored in it. But 2 untrustworthy arms, 9.5 the total. I'll have a bet on the over. And by the way, 3-0 to the over. Both of these pitchers, the last 3 starts, both of them have gone 3-0 to the over in their last 3 starts. So keep that in mind. I'm definitely looking over the total here with Texas and Cleveland. 2 very, very strong bet against pitchers for me with Hentges and with Lyles. Conor Mac, what do you think here, Texas, Cleveland?
That's why I'll be quick here. I don't want anything to do with this. Lyle pitched well. Lyles' his last game out. I just can't back the Rangers, even at the price. For some reason, I like a lot of dogs lately. I haven't bet the Rangers much at all. And Hentges, though, every time I see him, he gets hit around. So, yeah, I kind of lean the over. For some reason, I don't trust the Rangers. But I guess if they get 4, I think the Indians can get some more. Maybe look at a team total with these teams. I just find this game is ugly to me. So I'm off.
All right. It is the San Francisco Giants and the New York Mets. Alex Wood, Carlos Carrasco, Giants minus 120, road favorites at Citi Field. Total in this game of 8.5, pretty much across the board. The Mets can't hit at all right now. It's stunning to see how bad they've been in this series. How about 2 runs in the first 2 games of this series against the Giants, losing 11-2, the combined score. Although it was a close game last night, they still ended up on the wrong side, 3-2, trying to avoid a home sweep. But am I backing this team with Carlos Carrasco right now? No way am I doing that at the moment. Carlos Carrasco has had a rough return to the Mets rotation. 4 runs in 1 inning against the Nationals. He gave up 2 runs, 5 hits, 4.1 innings against the Marlins, 6 runs against the Dodgers, 3 runs, 5 hits, 5 innings. And the second start he made against the Dodgers, he just hasn't been very, very good. He's not giving you any length. 4, 4.1, 1, 2, and 5. The number of innings he's pitched in his 4 starts since rejoining the rotation. We've seen a lot of the Mets bullpen of late, and that hasn't been necessarily a great thing for the Mets. They've kind of had some issues at the bullpen because of all the innings they've pitched. And the Mets aren't hitting at all right now, and they're not hitting lefties at all right now. They're just hitting a putrid 185 as a team. Their batting average against lefties, 2.39 runs per game. Now they got to face a lefty here in Alex Wood, who's actually coming off a solid outing against that Dodgers team. Actually, it was against Oakland, 2 runs, 5 hits, 5 innings. Before that, Colorado, 2 runs, 6 hits, 6.2 innings. And with Alex Wood on the mound, San Francisco, like with most of their pitchers, they've been winning. 8-2 in Wood's last 10 starts, 15-7 overall with Wood on the mound. Carlos Carrasco's ERA here at Citi Field, 3 starts here, 14 is his ERA. Here at Citi Field, just not very good. So I'm not going to overcomplicate it. The Giants are one of the best teams in baseball. The Mets can't get out of their own way. Why not take the Giants first 5 full game? That's exactly what I'm doing. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Giants, Mets.
Yeah, shout out to the chat, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, hit the retweet, the share, all that fun shit, notification, all yada, yada, yada. Yeah, even though the Giants are favored here a little bit, Mets just can't hit, and they can't hit lefties. Woods pitched pretty good his last few games. Their guy, Cookie Carrasco, he's just he can't make it, man. He's gone. He finally went 5 innings in the second start with the Giants, gave up 3 runs. I got to take the Giants here in some form, like you said, either first 5 full game, maybe their team total. It's Carrasco here. Mets, I talk about at Citi Field, unders. They can't hit lefties. And if Carrasco, this is the big problem. If Carrasco can hang in there and only give up a few, I lean the first 5 under 4.5 here a bit because the Mets can't hit, but definitely on the Giants. I wanted to mention, I wanted to look up. I think Baez is in the lineup. He was one guy off Wood. He was 6 for 13 with 2 homers. A little quick.
Baez is in the lineup. So is Alonso.
Yeah, he's in.
But you've still got a lot of hitters. Davis is out. McNeil is out. And Conforto, who the fuck cares about Conforto? He's had an absolutely brutal year. And I feel like a Met fan saying it with such anger right there. That's how they feel about Conforto. The guy's been terrible this year. Absolute dog shit. Obviously, absolute horse crap. That guy in the lineup this year for the New York Mets. So not only that's a big loss the way he has not performed this year. Washington Nationals, Miami Marlins. We've got Patrick Corbin, Elieser Hernandez for Miami. We've got Miami -120. Home favorites, 7.5 the total. Marlins snapped their losing streak, and they did so behind just a terrific debut for Edward Cabrera last night. He was fantastic, helping the Marlins to that 4-3 victory to snap a 9-game losing streak going into 8-game losing streak going into last night. We'll see if Patrick Corbin can get the Nationals back on track here. He's coming off a good outing against Milwaukee. 1 run, 3 hits, 6.1 innings. Brewers kind of have struggled against lefties, though, so you take that with a grain of salt. Before that, he kind of struggled. He's faced the Marlins twice this year, and he's pitched pretty well. 5 runs and 13 innings in those 2 outings. So I'd lean Washington a little bit here. I certainly don't like Elieser Hernandez a lot. He's given up 6 runs in 10 innings in his 2 starts since joining this rotation in August. So nothing obviously all that terrific in terms of his numbers. I don't trust the Marlins as favorites. Not one of my favorites to back. And by the way, he's got a 7.18 ERA in his career against the Nationals as well, Elieser Hernandez. So the numbers really aren't great there in terms of this Washington team. I lean Washington because I don't trust Miami after last night to win 2 in a row. And look, things added up well for them with the young kid, the young gun pitcher, Edward Cabrera on the mound. That's not the guy, Hernandez, that they have tonight. He's a much weaker pitcher. Corbin did pitch well his last start. I'd lean Washington here. It'll be a small bet, though. I just something about it because Corbin has been mostly bet against for me lately, but I do lean to him and the Nationals here a little bit. What do you think, Conor Mac? Washington, Miami.
Yeah, initially, just even yesterday, these teams tough to score runs here. That's why the total's at 7.5. I'm going to stay off the total. I could see, only no runs here early. Corbin pitched well. Hernandez pitched well. The first 5's a 4. You're right. Corbin pitched well against Milwaukee. Hernandez finally he's only had 4 starts, I think, his worst start. His last game, I think it was against the Reds. He gave up 4 earned runs. There's just Marlins won yesterday. I'm going to dare him to win again. His favorites, -123. The money's all coming in on them. I'll take the Nats here and Patrick Corbin. I haven't took him a ton. I thought about sticking to the team total, but their 3.5 team totals -120. Just give me him to win the game at +115 here.
All right, awesome stuff. All right, thanks to everybody in the chat. We appreciate it. 106 live viewers. Thank you to everybody for the donations. Just outstanding.
Yeah, thanks for the donos.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you enjoy the work that we do here at Pub Sports Radio and the shows that we have and the videos that we have. And believe me, it is very much appreciated. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. Like, if you think this is good, wait till football. I mean, we are going to have a fun, awesome, exciting football season of shows to get you ready, breaking down. We'll have every NFL and college game all year previewed on this channel. I don't know if anyone else is going to. Every single game on the FBS schedule, analyzing it from a betting perspective. No one else is going to have that but us here at Pub Sports Radio. It's going to be great. We're going to have live betting shows for college football, for NFL, you name it, just like we do for UFC, just like we have horse racing streams. We're going to have all of that for football this year. I mean, it's just going to be it's going to be an awesome time to be watching the channel if you're a viewer. and you guys tune in every day. And it's going to be awesome for us as on-air talent for this channel to be on the air and doing these shows for you. So going to be fun and exciting all around. We be pubbing is right. We're looking forward to it for football season ahead. It looks like it's all of a sudden seventh inning stretch time because we're down to our West Coast games. So we'll shout out everybody in the chat right now before we get to the final 3 games following the seventh inning stretch. We've got a great group in the chat today, as always. Real Deal Prime, Boston Nick, Thomas Johnson, Alex Johnson, Grizzle A, Platinum Paul, Big Show behind the scenes, Whack Prescott, Mike Campbell, Michael Robertson, Can't Get Right, Benjamin Mills, Kevin DeFreitas, who is one of our donations people today. Thank you very much. Anthony Witherspoon, Blake Atwood, Jefferson C, Raw Dog 12, Crystal Warren, Zach Wilson for MVP, Tony Cobbs with another of our donations. Grizzle A had the $50 donation. Eric Rosas, Losing It, Rodney Barton, Mark Schillingberg, Solat Media, JR, Jefferson C, Sharpie, of course, who's going to be with us on Saturday and Sunday this weekend for MLB. And then we're going to have to find another day for Sharpie because we don't know if we'll be doing baseball shows on Saturdays and Sundays when football begins next weekend. So keep an eye. We'll keep you posted on that, the status of closing time on weekends, but we'll let you know. LJ from H-Town, Danzo, Evan L. I think that's everybody. We appreciate the support from
Tony
everyone.
Cobbs, too.
Yeah.
First donor.
Yeah, and Ross Pitts, Danzo. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Dodgers and Padres next up. Do these teams have anything left in the tank after last night, physically, emotionally, mentally? That game was just batshit crazy. What a wild, nutty, insane baseball game. 2 managers that didn't have a clue half the time what to do in what situation. I mean, that was not a managerial clinic last night by either Dave Roberts or Jace Tingler last night. How the hell does Jace Tingler down to just freaking Musgrove and Ryan Weathers as his only available options and players, and they got to come to bat in big spots with runners on base, and the base is loaded even. And he's got to rely on freaking Musgrove and Weathers because he's run out of options on his bench. Can you believe that? You talk about mismanagement right there. Tingler, what the hell? How could you let yourself get into that kind of situation? But nevertheless, finally someone had to get a big hit and score some runs. The Dodgers did that. Well, they thought they had done that. And then Fernando Tatis Jr. gets a 2-run homer off Knebel. And then the Dodgers finally put it to bed. Pollock with the 2-run home run, and they hang on to win. Just a insane game, which didn't end till like 3:30 a.m. Eastern time last night in the East Coast. Incredible baseball game, to be honest. Wild, bonkers, but certainly not dull and entertaining. And that's one thing we've figured out about the Dodgers versus the Padres. They're not capable of playing dull baseball games. They're not capable of playing uninteresting baseball games. They just seem to do that every single time out. We'll see what they do here in this one tonight. It is going to be Scherzer on the mound for the Dodgers, Yu Darvish on the mound here for the San Diego Padres. It's going to be a question, too, of what exactly is in the tank still for these two teams coming into this game tonight. The bullpens have been completely and utterly just ripped through last night, all the relievers that had to come into that game on both sides. So really, it's going to be a question of what is left for both these teams and what's left for San Diego. You know, a team that last night was absolutely awful for them in terms of had so many opportunities to win that game and then to lose that game, spend all that time, go through all those pitchers, all those position player changes, and still lose that game. That is a absolute gut punch of a loss for the Padres. In no way, shape, or form do I back them tonight, especially Scherzer's pitched well since joining the Dodgers. And the prices, believe it or not, still relatively reasonable here. Minus 130 is the price here on the Dodgers. And that's the only side I would look at. Padres, you're right, can't get right. There's a dead team walking element to them. Just can't get a clutch hit when they need it. They can't get an out when they need it. Finding ways to lose, not finding ways to win. Dodgers are past for me. I'm not rushing to back them because this is just one of those high variance games. You got two teams that were just spent after last night, but the price is certainly more than reasonable on the Dodgers and a guy like Max Scherzer. So for me, it would be Dodgers or pass in this game tonight once again, just like it was last night. What do you think here, Conor Mac? Dodgers Padres.
Yeah, what a late game, crazy game. I mean, Jesus, they would sleep in at least. At
It
least
had
this
it
way they
all.
didn't have to come back
It
to a
had an
day game. Yeah, it did have it all.
intentional balk, and I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I didn't even. You thought he was stealing the signs, but you're going to move a slow catcher into scoring position. It didn't matter because Tatis hit the bomb. It really hit off his glove, hit the thing, and went over anyways. But yeah, that was just, I couldn't believe it. And it looked like it messed up the pitcher. The guy, it's out of his rhythm, and he just throws a heater right, gives up a bomb. Oh man, Roberts. I got to be the Dodgers here early. It's going to be weird to see. Yeah, are they going to be sluggish? Can these teams hit? Maybe. I know Darvish has had success against the Dodgers in the past, but this guy's coming off the IL with a back problem. He had one decent start in about 8, and his last one he gave up 5 to Arizona. And the time before that was 2. That was his decent start. And then it's just been, 5, 5, 4, 2, 6. So there's no way I can take Darvish. They need him big time tonight. But I got to take the Dodgers. Give me Scherzer. I think they at least have him. He's got to give you 7 innings tonight. I hope 6 innings. Because you're right, the bullpens are pretty gone. So give me the Dodgers first 5. Give me a half a run here. You can get about plus money on it. So Dodgers first 5, half a run. I'm going to stay off the first 5 under. There could be runs. I don't know. It could be sluggish. So I'm going to stay off that. But give me the Dodgers first 5, half a run.
Yeah, Dodgers minus a half a run. That might be smart because I think it's bullpen roulette tonight in this game.
I won't go.
I don't know what
game.
you're going to get from either of these bullpens tonight after using everybody, it seems, last night. I mean, who didn't pitch for the Dodgers, too? I mean, you went through everybody. Jansen, you went through Gratterall, you went through friggin' Brule, Knable was in there. You used pretty much the majority of your key relievers last night out of that pen. So that's the issue. And that was on a night where Buehler still gave you, almost into the 7th inning last night. So, these bullpens dicey in the latter innings on both sides here. We got Jose Bouquett with us now, our Thursday special guest. Jose, welcome. You know what we'll do? We'll go through the rest of the games, and then after that, we'll give you a chance to point out what your favorite bets are in terms of the games we've already talked about. That's the way we'll go about it. But what do you think here, Dodgers, Padres?
Thank you, Connor. Actually, Connor is the first person all day to give me some positive feedback on my say, hey, play of the day today. My say, hey, play today is Dodgers first 5 minus a half. I'm on. I'm on the wagon. Max Scherzer is dominant. We've seen Yu Darvish struggle this year. He's got good numbers against the Padres or the Dodgers historically, but I really think that he's going to get touched up tonight. I think that the Dodgers offense could come through for them today. Shout out to my girl Crystal Warren, who bet Dodgers sweep for this series. 1 game away from it now. I like where you're sitting at. I truly think that Dodgers win this game. I think it'll be a fun game. We're going to see a lot of Max Scherzer. I think at least he goes 7 today to save the bullpen. That just seems like that kind of guy. Dave Roberts will tell him, we need this from you to keep the bullpen together. So I like Scherzer to go 7 today, but I definitely like my Dodgers first 5 minus a half. And hopefully that hits for the say, hey, play today. Need it.
Yeah, real quick.
Absolutely.
Padres got a lot of guys, not a ton of average against Scherzer, but they got some guys that have hit homers off Scherzer. Seen a ton of them, obviously, through the years, being National League and the American League, a bunch of these Padres.
Absolutely. That's a good point. We'll see if the familiarity breeds success for them tonight against Max Scherzer and the Dodgers. We got the New York Yankees and the Oakland Athletics next up. Jameson Taillon, James Kaprielian here on the mound for these two teams. We've got Oakland minus, it looks like a 1. Actually, you know what? It was Oakland. It was the Yankees' favorite, I should say. And now the money's come in on Oakland a little bit here, down to about even money, closer to even money now, both sides, 8.5 the total. Kaprielian does have real good numbers here at the Coliseum. And this is actually a rematch of June 18th, same 2 starting pitchers against one another. And it was in New York, and the A's actually won that game 5-3. I think I might have been on Oakland in that game because that was back when Taillon was really reeling and scuffling, not pitching well. He was getting roughed up at Yankee Stadium. This is a different situation altogether, though. Kaprielian's kind of regressed ever so slightly lately. Taillon's pitched a lot better lately, and now he's on the road. He's in Oakland. I think it's a better situation for him. And who am I to bet against the Yankees right now? I mean, they've just been on an incredible run. What they did against the Braves was very impressive, sweeping the 2 games against a very good Atlanta team in Atlanta. They have to travel, cross country to Oakland, but they get the day off, which is critical. I wouldn't have loved this spot for the Yankees if they had played yesterday instead of today. The day off should help this team, get to Oakland, get adjusted to being in the Pacific time zone. And they're just finding ways to win right now, playing very good baseball. The bullpen is fresh because they didn't play yesterday. So I'm on the Yankees here as a small road favorite. They were minus 130. They're down closer to minus 110, minus 115. Very playable price. I'll probably split between the first 5 and the full game here on the Bronx Bombers. Certainly current form-wise, you could debate that Kaprelian is better than Tyone, but you can't debate the overall form of these two teams right now. Oakland is reeling big time. That was an awful series for them against Seattle. They look lethargic right now, and the Yankees are red hot. So to me, at this price, it's the Yankees for me. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Yankees A's.
Yeah, Yankees just keep on winning. With these guys, the big key of them staying healthy, a guy like Stanton, he's finally healthy in there, and he's hitting home runs. So if you got him in the lineup every day, Judge, Gallo, Rizzo, LeMahieu, yeah, they're going to be tough to beat. I don't know. I like Kaprelian. You're right. I remember that game that night. I lean the A's a tad bit. I'm not going to take them. I'm going to be on the first 5 under 4.5. I think Kaprelian pitches pretty good here tonight, and so's Tyone. I think this is a game the A's desperately need. They had the day off. Now they need this one here at home. It's a late game. Yankees travel out west. So, yeah, I'm on the first 5 under. I kind of thought going full game, but the Yankees bullpen, and then Chapman and the A's bullpen hasn't been very good at all. Trevino's been horrible. So I thought about going full game, but I'm going to stick to first 5 under 4.5 here.
Yeah, pretty crazy. He had great numbers, sub-2 ERA, and now he can't get anybody out. The last week to 2 weeks, Trevino there in that Oakland bullpen. So I almost want to call him Lee Trevino because think of the golfer from way back in the day. Lou Trevino is his name. Yeah, different Trevino. Don't get them mixed up. Don't get it twisted. Jose, what do you think here? Yankees and A's.
This game is the most important game for the A's all year. This whole series, I should say. This is massive for the wild card. Massive. The Yankees are 3 games up right now, and for the first spot in the wild card, and Oakland is 1.5 games back off the Red Sox currently. Have to win this series for the A's. If you're an A's fan, this is it right here. If you lose this series, if you go 2-1, or if you even get swept, then that wild card spot's gone. And it'll be a tough summer in Oakland, especially with moving out and everything concerned. I'll lean towards Oakland today. I obviously don't have a good feel betting against the Yankees. I think LJ was the one that put their first 5 record, their last 10, 9-0-1, I think. So I would lean towards the Yankees' first 5, but I just don't have a good feel of it, so I'd stay off this game.
All right, final game on this Thursday slate. We've got the Kansas City Royals and the Seattle Mariners. It is Brad Keller and Yusei Kikuchi on the mound in this game. Seattle minus 160 to minus 170. Home favorites, 8 the total in this game. Obviously, a very important game for the Mariners, who have not completely, they're not completely out of the wild card race. They're still in that race right now. We'll see if they can shrink the gap between them and Boston, Oakland, Yankees, that group just ahead of them. You got Brad Keller on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, who's pitched a little bit better lately. He had one bad start against St. Louis, and other than that, he's been pretty consistent and had a much better second half of the year, coming off a good start, 2 runs, 4 hits allowed against the Cubs. So he's been better lately. They're still not winning consistently with Keller, but he's definitely been better lately, and he's actually been better on the road than at home. You've got Yusei Kikuchi for Seattle on the mound. Last start for him against the Astros was one to forget. 7 runs, 2.2 innings, about as ugly as it gets, 12-3 loss. Labored against the Blue Jays before that. So these last 2 starts for Kikuchi, 10 runs in just 7 innings of work. It's not been pretty whatsoever. And against the Royals, he struggled both games against them, 9 runs in 11 innings pitched against KC in the past. Seattle coming off a big series against Oakland that they fared well. They shouldn't have a letdown, but they could have a letdown. This is coming back home, facing Kansas City, and all the Royals do is find themselves with a chance to win most games lately. you look at their record. They're 7-3 in their last 10. The losses were 6-3 to Houston, and then the last game they had a 4-0 shutout where they just didn't hit. But the last game they lost to Houston 6-5. They actually had a 5-3 lead and blew it. I mean, Kansas City's right there in every game right now, and Seattle's coming off the big Oakland series. They've got a pitcher that's got control issues, command issues, hasn't been sharp in the last 2 outings. I would take a shot here with Kansas City as the dog. First 5 in a full game split line here against this Mariners team, because I've done that a lot lately, and I think there's worse things you can do than maybe take Kansas City and go against the Mariners and Kikuchi at a price range where I'm not sure they're all that trustworthy to be in this kind of price range as a favorite right now. What do you think here, Conor Mac? Kansas City, Seattle.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough spot. Royals lose that close game to the Astros and then got to fly to Seattle. Even though, they got plenty of rest, but no day off. I just can't back Kikuchi at this price. This guy, we talk about, there's some pitchers can never finger, and I can't get anything on him. He's bad. He's good. His last one, gave up 7 earned. Before that, he gave up 3. He might throw a gem tonight, but there's no way I can take the Mariners, who are playing well. Kicked the A's ass just the other day. Swept them. I can't take them at -170. I might take a shot here with the Royals as dogs, first 5 +145.
Yeah, they have not rolled over. They have not turned the ignition key off yet, this Kansas City team, and you got to give them credit for that. They're still battling most nights. Whit Merrifield, by the way, 2 for 6, 333 average, and a home run against Kikuchi in the past, and he had the big home run to put Kansas City ahead against Houston in the last game. I'd look in that direction. Whit Merrifield home run prop tonight against Kikuchi. What do you think here, Jose? Royals and Mariners.
As Whack Prescott will say, Kikuchi is hard to finger. I'll tell you that. He's a tough pitcher to gauge sometimes.
It's hard to finger.
He is indeed.
Hard to finger. Hard to figure.
Yeah, they're just
hard
fucking
to
around.
finger. Yeah.
7 FIP for Kikuchi against the Royals. I love you guys' spot with the Royals first 5, so I'm going to jump on here with you. We'll form the triangle, the Royals first 5 triangle.
All right, there it is, the triumvirate. There you go. People all over the world join hands, start a Royals train. Royals train. That's what we're doing here on the MLB Closing Time show right now. We're starting a Royals train, all of us liking Kansas City a little bit here. All right, before we get to best bets and Jack of the Day, Jose, we obviously got through every game, I believe, up till the Dodgers game before you joined us. So of all those games that we talked about before you got here, just throw out a few that you like.
Well, I'll give you a couple real quick. I've added Chris Sale over 6.5 strikeouts today as a say-hey play. It's -160, so it's very juicy. It's the highest juicing I've ever given out. I was actually pretty hesitant to give it out, but 6.5 is just a great number for Chris Sale. I think he should always be put at least at 7.5. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I also like the Giants today. They've been slight underdogs to the Mets seemingly all series. Right now on Pinnacle, they're -114 today. The Mets are just not a good team. The Mets are not a good team. The Giants are one of the best teams in baseball. It seems like a short price to pay with that kind of roster difference right there. Other than that, I probably wouldn't. Those are probably my 2 big ones. I think Christopher Allen Sale does have a good start today, and definitely Red Sox Nation needs it.
Hey, Ian.
Yes, they do.
Yes, Big Show.
How'd you feel about the Robbie Ray performance last night?
Well, it was terrific. The guy's in this AL Cy Young conversation. I don't know if he's going to win it because you got to consider Lance Lynn, and there's a couple of other really good pitchers in the mix right now in the American League. But Robbie Ray put himself right in the middle of the conversation for that award with last night. That was brilliant. There's 14 strikeouts. The Jays can't hit a lick right now, and he just kept them in the game and gave them a chance to finally win, and they eventually did. And, of course, now that they're getting their ass beat today by the White Sox in this early game. So, but he's been their best pitcher. It ain't Ryu. It's clearly it's not Ryu after what he's done this afternoon. But it's not Ryu. It's not anybody else on this pitching staff besides Robbie Ray. He's been their ace this year, and that was a gem. That was, if you just enjoy quality pitching and a guy that's like that, reminded me of Roy Halladay in his prime with the Jays. A guy that's a competitor. He's intense as all. He's just intense on the mound the whole time, and he just finds a way, to get out of tough situations. Guys on base, strand them all, and it's a great job last night by Robbie Ray. And he's I don't know if he's going to win the Cy Young, but he's in the mix. He's in the conversation. There's no question. So yeah, Big Show. It was a great performance last night for Robbie Ray, no question. He has no chance of winning it if the Jays don't. I kind of feel there's some truth to that. It's almost like you got to make the playoffs. They prefer giving the Cy Young to a pitcher on a team that's going to actually be in the postseason. And the more we see of the Jays, the more it's looking unlikely that they're going to be a playoff team. So that's the thing that could hold Robbie Ray back from getting that award. But he certainly pitched well enough to earn it. That's for sure. He's been brilliant this year. Great stuff with Conor Mac and with Jose. We'll get to Best Bets Jack of the Day in just a second. And we thank everybody for joining us. 130 live viewers of the show today. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that. And it's been a great turnout in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. We'll get to our Best Bets and Jack of the Day momentarily. But first, Manscaped and Southtown 101. Some messages from them. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, music, live music, DJs, karaoke as well. Southtown 101 in San Antonio. Manscaped promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Got the new and improved Lawnmower 4.0. You can get 20% off that or any Manscaped.com purchase using the promo code PubSports and MyBookie.ag. Promo code PubSports. Football season is here. NFL, college football, CFL. No better time than right now to sign up for mybookie.ag. Get yourself ready for football season. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. Check out mybookie.ag and use the promo code PubSports. All right, we'll have Best Bets momentarily, but first, let's go for our Jack of the Day. Let's go for swinging.
Well, see you later.
All right, Jack of the Day. I already mentioned one that I like here, Whit Merrifield for Kansas City. A good Jack of the Day candidate in my mind. Josh Donaldson, 5 homers against Chris Sale. I mean, just that ownage over Sale was too much to pass up. 10 for 33 as well against Sale in the past. So we're on Josh Donaldson home run prop. Not much else other than that. It's a little bit of a lighter card. I'm just going to stick to those two. A lighter night with the home run props. Whit Merrifield, Kansas City against Kikuchi, and we'll go with Josh Donaldson from Minnesota against Chris Sale, he's bashed Sale in the past. 5 home runs, it goes without saying. And unfortunately for Jose and his Red Sox, had the big blast in the 10th inning last night against the Red Sox in that game. So Donaldson's had been good at the plate for a while. We'll see if he can keep it going tonight. Conor Mac, Jack of the Day.
Yeah, it looks like it took off the board. Matt Moore is going to be in for Eflin, I think, because it's off for me too. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, Jack of the Day, Donaldson, you can't go wrong. And still, it's plus 360, a decent price for all those crazy numbers. I'm going Hosmer. He's got a few homers, plus 550, even though the Padres don't win the game. Corey Seager as well. He didn't get it done. Or I had Taylor last night. He didn't get it done. I got Corey Seager plus 425. And how about this guy? I think the Nats win the game. Miguel Rojas. He's 12 for 29. He's 10-1. Did it with 2 homers off Corbin. So he's 12 for 29 with 2 jacks, and you get him 10-1. Get it. Got it good. Miguel Rojas. Jack City.
There you go. That's a really good price for some of those numbers. Worth a look here for him tonight for sure for the Marlins. So not a bad way to go. with him at a really, really good price. Jose, if you've got any home run props, let us know. And if not, best bet.
Connor, love that home run prop there. I'll follow you. Venezuelan guy and Miggy Rojas, so can't go wrong there. I'll also go with a Padre as well. Even though I think the Dodgers win the game, I'll take Manny Machado to hit a home run today as well. Best bets. Very interesting question, Ian. I think I was only here for 2 games. I don't want to give out my Jimmy places. We talked about them already, but I'm going to join the triangle. Let's form it up. Royals, first 5, money line. I love it. Let's get a little underdog win.
All right, there you go. Royals to get the job done. Plus 140, first 5 innings against the Mariners, and I like that one too. Best bet for Jose Bouquett. Conor Mac, what do you got for best bet tonight?
Yeah, Blake Atwood, Gallo's a good one. He's plus 350, still good. Yeah, 4 for 7 with 3 homers, so he's not going to get it. Caprilion's got to stay away from him. Don't worry. But good luck. Shit. I'm on the Giants, minus 111. I almost looked at the team total. I can't trust Carrasco. He has good numbers. I mean, light. These guys only have Belt 5 at bats. Bryant 6 at bats, 1 for 6. I don't think he's right. So I want the better team. Even though I don't want the Giants to win, I'm a Dodger fan. Dodgers are going to win. But I got to take the Giants. They're just the better team the Mets can't hit. So Giants tonight.
Yeah, I like that one too. Giants minus 115, road favorites, upwards of that price against the Mets. Ride the hot, fade the cold. That's essentially what you're doing in that. Conor Mac with the Giants for his best bet. And it's the same premise for me with my best bet. Ride the hot, fade the cold. And we're going to the Bay Area, and we're taking the New York Yankees minus 110 against the Oakland Athletics. Just a ride the hot, fade the cold situation. Normally, I'd hate this spot. You know, you sweep Atlanta, you're going cross country, you're facing Oakland, a desperate team. Yeah. But I thought they had, spots where they could lose against Atlanta, and they still won. They're just playing too well right now. The Yankees, the bullpen's rested. They had a day off. That's the critical part to this bet. They didn't play yesterday. They got time to get to Oakland, get comfortable, get settled in. It's not no day off. To have that day off is significant. And the Yankees, what can you say? They're just on a roll, finding ways to win, and Oakland is not doing that at the moment. So New York Yankees minus 110 against Oakland. That'll be my best bet for this Thursday card. Jose, go ahead.
Oh, so one more thing before we go. A quick plug. Tonight, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, I believe. My time zones are not good. Everyone knows that. That deals with me. Tonight we'll be having the Pub Sports Radio. Yes, you do, Ian. You know that especially. Pub Sports Radio Fantasy Football Draft and live stream tonight. It will be basically Razor's Horse Show. You'll get some fantasy football in there as well. We'll have, I think, a good amount of the people that are in the Pub Sports Radio Fantasy League in the chat or on stream. That'll include our friends like Clint from the Die Hard MMA show, Ski Profits, myself, Social Media Dylan. Maybe you'll even see him. Who knows? But a lot of people that are coming together talking fantasy football tonight. So if you're interested in getting prepared for your drafts, have some questions, this guy or that guy for us, please jump on, talk with us. It'll be a fun night tonight.
There you go. The Fantasy Football Draft, Pub Sports Radio's official Fantasy Football Draft tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Newfoundland time. I'm just making sure for Jose we got all the time zones reported for everybody, just so there's no confusion, just so everybody's on the same page. Isn't that right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Very good. Yeah. Time zone deficiencies. That's Jose's one of his character flaws right there. But that's
absolutely
okay.
True.
All right. Great stuff. That is the Thursday MLB card and the MLB closing time show. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific with the MLB closing time show once again. And yeah, Benjamin Mills mentions it. Check out Jimmy the Bag and me with the NFL division preview videos. We got 2 more tonight that are going to be rolling in on the channel, the AFC West and the AFC South. So make sure you check that out. And then we'll have our last 2 divisions tomorrow. And we've already done the entire NFC. And if you haven't seen those yet, they're already up and available and posted on the Pub Sports Radio YouTube channel. And don't forget about the videos Connor and I did last week as well with college football. They're all there as well for your viewing pleasure. Saturday, when we do the 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. For this week, it's still going to be called Closing Time because this week it's going to be a hybrid show, MLB at the beginning, and then we'll break down the 4 college football games on Saturday. After that, that'll be Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time, closing time on Saturday. So join us for that. And then, of course,
baby.
Monday. Yeah, hitting the books
Football.
on Monday. Yep, 1 p.m.
All 3
Eastern.
of us.
It is. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. The Pub Sports Radio season premiere, debut, whatever you want to call it, of hitting the books on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Your football betting first look, if you will, at the week ahead. We'll talk all the weekday games. We'll look ahead to select Saturday college games, Sunday NFL games that stick out to us early in the week that we think, wow, this looks like it might be a good bet on the weekend. We'll mention those as well on Monday's show. So we're looking forward to that. Hitting the books, premiering Monday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here on Pub Sports Radio. Great stuff, everybody. For Conor Mac, for Jose Bouquett, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow on Friday for the MLB Closing Time show right here on Pub Sports Radio.